up everyone, I am the Guard, and welcome to some Hive Swap FriendSim. Volume 4 is in effect. Of Right and Wronged. Fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie, you soldier on. You've had a few setbacks and made a couple of silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growth and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization, and can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Adventures like friendship. Tagora Gorjek. You wander down a street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're going nowhere. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of endangered engineered specifically for murder, or could be a weapon in a pinch. But you've got a lot on your mind. And now as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it. It's like a scuttle buggy. But you haven't learnt it. You haven't noticed slams into you, sending you flipping head over heels. You add a few new concerns to your list. Your bones and organs. The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, you lump squirt chugger," fades into you as they drive away, and you assess your situation. You stretch each limb in turn, which you've got to say doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs all still work, though. When you do experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. You don't figure that luck will extend to the driver turning around to help you out in this bush, your gaze meeting and sparkling an immediate intense connection that leads you to a beautiful lifelong friendship, but you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggle, the answer to your camaraderie daydreams comes into your focus above you, a figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll you see isn't the driver of the car, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak. Hello, you seem to have fallen victim to a collide and scamper with that scuttle buggy back there. Introductory. This guy wants dosh out of me. Have you contracted your personal legislacerator? If not, I'd like to offer you my services. My name is Tagora Gorjek, but please call me Gogo. I'm here for you, for a nominal fee, of course. He pulls out a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of his wrist. His claw beds are perfect. You try again to sit up, buoyed by this offer of persistence. He's some kind of doctor, maybe? Or lawyer? It doesn't matter. What is this jam? Really, because he said he was here for you. Those words go go ahead and burn themselves into the softest chamber of your heart. You start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through brambles towards his beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy. And that's not just your lack of options talking, you swear. Face. I don't know what's going on with that hair either. As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back briefly, dropping the card. The one eye that's not covered by a swoop of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up, clearing his throat as you continue to explain. You're... What? Oh yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all. Alien legislation stiff end. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favour for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on our angle. Here, try removing your chug column. You're not sure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso, hoping that's right. You never wanted anything more than your meagre existence then to follow this specific directive perfectly. No, not that. Yeah, a little hip jiggle, not so much that he might think it's a come-on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I'm doing. No, you're the thing that holds up your ThinkPad. Work with me. Confusion and moment. You continue in the hope that part of a troll's friendship ritual, shimming various bodies part of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get your neck, and he clasps his hands together. There we go, that one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of column snap, which can get us a definitely hefty registration. Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt any more than the rest of you, but you give him what I hope is a convincingly painful nod of agreement. Of course, you will need to front the initial legislation costs. We may also have to injure you further to ensure our case is convincing. But you've got to break a few cluckbeast embryos to make a grublet, as you well know. Yes, I think we might make a mutually beneficial team, if you're willing to do what it takes to bring out the justice you deserve. So, what do you say? How would you like to help me help you? He's talking very fast, and you're not sure what exactly you think about your lack of funds or the idea of breaking any more bones. But that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. The more you want more of it. Tell him how he needs some money. Yeah, maybe sometimes it's just to be honest. Sometimes it's best to be lie. The higher you go up the spectrum, the better it is to lie. You mentioned how incredibly loaded you are, and how core to your sense of values it is to pay well for good work. That's what we call good business. Now get out of that prick font and let's get you presentable. He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttons his sleeves, and rolls them up. Where's the buttons? There's no buttons. And takes them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you feel you're good at being patient. There is a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labour. It'll all be explained in your bill. It's itemised. I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it. You take his hand as he pulls you out and out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about it, but you're a quick learner. He cuts you off with thank you. My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get you clean and signed a lot of vaguely worded yet stringly blinding documents. He walks with a purpose. You shake off the floor stuck in your various body parts and do your best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during this shitstorm of a cultural exchange, though you gotta play it cool. The potential friend invites you home. You never know what cages or monsters or methods of evisceration they might have laying around, and you want to prepare a nice chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. Or not! He's got a ferret looses. That's cute. Nice skylight. It doesn't work. Your face falls to bewildered. Your face falls to bewildered hell when you walk inside because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls in here. It's like he bought the fanciest looking crate and barrel display room he could find, down to the last useless minimalistic accessory, and then never sat down in it. His Lucis, a ferret, is chilling on an enormous silver thing that's halfway between a throne and a play tower. It's a play throne! Everything is clean and bright and at its perfect right angles. You don't see any weapons anywhere. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he just moved in, because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do. In the absence of something specific to focus your fear on, you're just sort of a little afraid of everything. You're not paying me to learn my life story, unless you'd like to. In that case, no. I lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and add that to your bill. You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it? By all means, do not make yourself at home. Head straight to my ablution trap while I prepare our contract. You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there, where you were thinking about sitting your beraggled ass on his fancy chair, and he could totally tell you were thinking it. But you don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in its name without at least pondering this for a second. You become savvier during all of this. No entrapment, please. Take a goddamn bath. You're more than a little concerned about the trap part of the instruction you just received, but hey, at least a trap you know is better than one you don't. And with everything else, he's so freaky pristine, he has to be hiding some evil somewhere. You wonder if it's a dungeon. A dungeon could be cool. Ferret! The ferret bounces off. Doot. Hi! You little cutie! The ferret bounces off his pedestal and jerks its head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do, and Tagora is busy on his computer. It leads you to a bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. Lucis chitters at you for a second, squirms in its big noodle body around and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second till it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's unlocked. Huh. You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you to this room until you turn and see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard looking stuff right there, so fair. You fly by the seat of your pants, but if you guess you're supposed to take a bath? If not, and he gets all pissed and releases the ferret on you, at least you'll meet your maker nice and clean. You half expect some indiscernible goo or heme or something to come out of the faucet, just in the weird lumpy tub. Thankfully it's just water. It's got little gripplers for handles. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are 3 shelves of little bottles and soaps and an unidentifiable lathersome accessories by the tub alone. There's even more by the mirror. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few of them until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more than time you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Once you're freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. Yuppie won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell. Ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your dirty, torn-up clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrooms folded on the shelf, and head back out to find Tagora. He's standing in his foyer, waiting with the contracts he's typed up for you. When he sees you and his eyebrows tick up. I see you went with the Rainbow Drinker Serum full body application. Bold choice. I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product, and I do expect it to be I can't read that. To be paid back, but I won't lie, it works. Crushed Fresh Homemade Troll Cosmetics. It's meant to be Lush? Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Indeed, you give his ego a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a sumptuous array of self-care crossments in so long you couldn't help yourself. Not everyone takes skincare as seriously as they should. I assumed you were taking forever in there because you'd gotten lost or didn't know how to use the ablution trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing a regimen. Noted. Take a 500 for that skincare. You hold your arms out to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time you're not really even bullshitting. This just does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hand like a flotation device. He looks down at them and back at you. I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheek blades, but there's no real reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue. It's a little drastic for my personal style, but there is a certain unorthodox glamour about it. I need to be careful not to make Tagora sound like, who's the one at the beginning? Data. The next bit looks like it hurts him more to get out. Do you? Would you like to step outside to see the full effect? You bet your ass you would. You're curious about what he means by effect. And this seems more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at his lucis. He sort of just tilts his head to the side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish flush of his cheeks. For all the shift in his demeanour, he still seems like he might kick you out in your ass if you ever try to get too feelingsy with him. You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard. Not in a light bulb kind of way, but a subtle ethereal luminescence. What is this stuff? Now that is a look. I mean, there's still the unfortunate issue of your harmlessness and overall aberrance. The fact is you're still wearing my ablution robe. But it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You look almost like a real one. You don't know what that means, but you want to roll around eternally in the praise part. You ask if the look will help your case. Oh right, your case, of course. He's getting a hard-on! He's got a thing for rainbow drinkers. Boy, they're too low for you! Okay, so maybe it's just a step down, but... He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you, or at least he wants to hang out with you, even if he wasn't going to. You don't get a chance to prod though, because right when someone rounds the corner of the sidewalk in front of his hive, Tagora's face immediately shutters into its usual stimpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye though. Huh. Wow, Gorjek, what have we got here? It's a blue-themed troll, which, if you remember right, means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like a troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin to you. Who even is this guy? When it's close enough to get a good look, he jumps and screeches, "What the blood boiling fuck!" Tagora is frozen. He's vibrating. The corner of his mouth is pulled back to show his teeth. The new guy is ignoring him in favour of noticing that you dressed in Tagora's monogrammed leisure wear. His look of fascinated horror is anything to go by. You don't really know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're right in the high of him, almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful, spooky angel. So, you toss your head, put in your best fancy voice and say, "What? Ever seen a real one before?" You're placing all your chips on this guy knowing something you don't, but when his eye goes huge and starts stumbling back over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off. Surely someone as well informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one. The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more than coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it out of the way he came. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him super casually what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence. Are you telling me you don't know? You nod. And that you ran with it anyway, exploited the fear you picked up on to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favour. What is that face? Stop at the Celtic Guardian! Fair, yes, you Pharaoh! You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out. A friend? No, I hate that guy. There are simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though technically fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe. So, you know. Thank you. Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not the sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did. You can't help it. You'd start laughing too. That was a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun. I certainly didn't see it coming anyway. I underestimated you. He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say. From one provocateur to another, I'll let you on something. You haven't actually encountered an alien before. Oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was airtight, and as long as anyone's doing the truth thing, you admit you lied a bit too. You aren't actually rich. Yes, that's clear now. You have an invaluable ability to fake it, though. That's potentially much better. Why don't we put our case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway. We can find an alternative means of you working off your debt. Hey, it's Tom Nook now! I think we may have made a better team than I previously anticipated. With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. He flexes his hand at his side, then in one swift and decisive movement, he extends it out to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God, real-ass smile. I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort before, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say? The glow in your heart shines brighter than any of the expensive and still kind of mysterious solution. You take his hand in your firm, no-nonsense grasp of pure and inexorable joy and shake it. We got the just sign here. Probably. Oh, look at me, glowing like I'm freaking Loraf. Is it Lo? No, it's Land of Martian Frogs. Land of Light and Rain. Loraf. Lorar. Right, that's our delves into the lore of the land. But thank you. Oh wow, that's the problem when you do some of these voices. You end up so lightheaded afterwards, especially when they're really breathy. You get really into it. Well, thank you so much for watching. Stick about if you want to see what's up next. But for now, just sit tight and stay shining for me.